You worked hard, got the degree, built the stable income. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you assumed that was enough. It's not. AI isn't replacing miners first. It isn't replacing truck drivers first. It's replacing you, the coordinator, the analyst, the generalist, the person whose job runs on repeatable skill and structured output. And the painful part is that nobody is announcing it. So let's decode exactly what's happening, where you actually stand, and the one shift that protects your income going forward. The middle class isn't disappearing because of robots on factory floors. It's disappearing because of a tier, a label, a generation jump. And most people haven't been told what those mean for their specific role. By the end of this, you'll know how to read the threat clearly. Start here. What does middle class actually describe in economic terms? It describes stable, skill-based, repeatable work. White collar, office, digital. The kind of job that required training, maybe a degree and consistent daily execution. Data entry, scheduling, basic writing, report generation, customer support. These roles don't look like factory lines. They feel cognitive. They feel safe. But that's exactly the trap. Because those tasks are pattern-based. And pattern recognition is precisely what modern AI is built to do faster, cheaper, and without breaks. People don't see it coming until the role is quietly reposted at half the salary, or simply not reposted at all. The important trap here: routine does not mean low skill. AI doesn't care about your diploma. It cares about whether your work follows a repeatable structure. High education routine jobs are often the first to compress, not the last. Okay, next. What AI actually replaces versus what it just assists, because these are not the same thing. There are 3 tiers of AI threat. First, the assistant. This is Grammarly, autocomplete, a suggestion engine. It helps you work faster, but doesn't replace your role. Second, the automator. This is invoice processing software, scheduling bots, document review tools. It handles entire task categories inside your workflow, quietly, invisibly, already running inside your company's existing software stack. Third, the autonomous agent. This is AI that makes decisions, generates legal analysis, produces financial strategy, runs entire pipelines without a human in the loop. Most people only fear the third tier, the dramatic robot replacement. But the dangerous tier for middle-class income right now is the second, silent, already deployed. And companies don't hold a press conference when they automate a department. They just stop hiring. Headcount shrinks by not being refilled. Here confusion starts. Not every job is equally exposed, and this is where most people either panic too much or not enough. Think of exposure as a spectrum: low, medium, high. Low exposure means the work requires physical presence, emotional trust built over time, or genuinely novel judgment. Trades, therapy, complex negotiation. These are harder to replicate at scale. Medium exposure includes teaching, marketing, mid-level finance, project management. AI assists heavily, but full replacement is slower, usually measured in years, not months. High exposure is paralegal work, junior coding roles, content moderation, research synthesis, basic financial analysis. Tasks where AI can already produce a usable output with a well-written prompt. But here is the part most people miss. Medium exposure is not safe, it's just slower. And the real danger zone is anything labelled partially automatable. Because companies don't need to eliminate a department. They keep one human to review and approve 5 AI outputs. That's one job where there were 5, the malware. Now the key part, the suffix problem. Same job title, completely different risk level, and most people never look at this closely enough. Analyst and senior analyst and strategic analyst all contain the same root word, but the tasks attached to each are fundamentally different. Junior and generalist titles almost always involve high-volume structured output, the exact work AI handles most efficiently. Senior and strategic titles usually involve synthesis, judgment calls, stakeholder communication, and accountability for decisions, harder to fully automate, though not immune. But here's the trap. A promotion doesn't automatically move you out of the danger zone. A senior data entry specialist is still doing data entry. The suffix signals the type of task, not your personal value. AI reads tasks, not titles. In 2 words, if your job is mostly producing outputs, A, I can generate Your tier is at risk. If your job is mostly judging, deciding, or relating, you have more runway. Okay, next. The generation gap, and this one is where the most dangerous assumption lives. GPT-2, a few years ago, was interesting but clearly limited. GPT-4 writes contracts, passes professional exams, generates investment memos, and produces working code. Each generation of AI isn't just an improvement, it's a capability unlock. In 2020, AI did autocomplete. By 2023, it was producing solid first drafts. By 2025, it's delivering full deliverables. Strategy decks, legal briefs, complete software modules. The mistake most people make: they benchmarked AI against what it was 2 or 3 years ago and concluded it couldn't handle their work. That conclusion was probably accurate then. It is often not accurate now. One generation jump can cross the threshold from useful assistant to replaces the junior hire entirely. That jump has already happened in several fields. Most people conclude wrong here. They hear all of this and think the fix is retraining. Take an AI course, learn to prompt, add it to the LinkedIn profile. Problem solved? Usually not. Surface level A. Familiarity becomes a commodity fast. As a rule, within 12 to 18 months of any major AI tool becoming mainstream, basic proficiency in it is table stakes, not a differentiator. The deeper trap, retraining without repositioning, just makes you a more efficient version of the same at-risk role. You learn to use the tool that's replacing you slightly faster. That's not protection. The market doesn't pay a premium for general AI familiarity. It pays for AI applied to a specific hard domain: legal strategy, medical analysis, engineering design, financial modeling. Shallow AI skills plus a vulnerable role still equals a vulnerable role. Quick moment. Here is what actually builds protection long term. The roles AI cannot fully occupy share a few consistent characteristics: physical complexity, genuine emotional trust between specific people, legal accountability that has to sit with a licensed human, and novel judgment in situations that have no prior template. Therapists, surgeons, skilled tradespeople, crisis managers, entrepreneurs making high-stakes calls under ambiguity. These anchors are real, but the word yet deserves serious attention. The window is open. It's not permanently open. And the important trap here is thinking that soft skills alone are the shield. Empathy, communication, leadership, valuable. But soft skills without domain depth and without some level of AI fluency is still a vulnerable position. The combination that holds value is domain expertise, plus judgment, plus working knowledge of how AI changes that domain. Don't retrain top if you never apply it. A certificate doesn't reposition, you only changed work output does. Now the closing picture. The economy is reshaping into an hourglass. The top expands. Highly specialized, high judgment, high accountability roles that AI augments but cannot replace. The bottom stays physical, presence-dependent work that doesn't scale through software. The middle compresses. That middle layer of routine cognitive work, legal support, finance operations, content production, mid-level coordination, generalist management, is where the pressure lands hardest. New roles will emerge, but usually fewer of them, at higher skill requirements, with less stability than the roles they replaced. The middle class isn't ending because the people in it aren't smart. It's ending because the economic logic that rewarded consistent, repeatable, structured skill is broken by AI that can replicate that skill at near zero marginal cost across millions of instances simultaneously. 3 rules to take from this. Know your tier, know your actual exposure level, and don't retrain shallow. Don't protect your job title. Protect your judgment. AI can copy output. It can't own accountability. And if everything you do at work can be described in a clear prompt, someone will write that prompt. And it won't be hiring you to run it.